you also just don't know how active the jury's going to be, so it pays to be conservative when you're opening.
Yosuke Horiguchi from Japan, 215 for his opening squat. Japan's got a good team this year. We remember Kyoto in the 66s, right in the mix until the very end.
Yeah, it's good to see a solid team from Japan. Asia's definitely growing in the IPF. Looks easy. Let's see what depth looks like.
Once this flight is done, we will immediately move into the second flight and begin with the openers. So this is the second round of squats where Yosuke Horiguchi from Japan will once again attempt 215. Missed this on his opening squat on depth, not on strength. I like the call that they kept the weight. What do you think about that, Eric?
And there's very few situations where I would have a lifter not repeat a missed opener, because you have to get on the board, and you really don't want to have a situation where you're thinking out of fear that you need to up your weight and make sure you're on track with your lifts. It's about just getting this in. There's 8 other attempts you got to make. And that, to me, Ryan, looked a little more convincing. What did you think?
I thought sometimes in some key moments,
as we've seen,
kilo, yeah.
That was a very shocking class. Yep. Not at all what people predicted or expected.
It's like typical sports, there'll be people arguing calls, debating, well, if this would have, if that would have, and that's how sports go at all levels,
that's including
why we watch. Powerlifting. That's right.
That's why we watch.
It is our soap opera. Horiguchi of Japan, 227.5.
Good grind.
Yeah, I would say that was a Japan.
Absolutely, it is another variable. It is a very skilled lift. You know, if you go to any bench, they'll ask you, "What's your bench, bro?" Hopefully they say "bro," or you'd be too confused. What are you asking me?
If they're worth their salt.
That's right. But it is absolutely a very skilled lift in powerlifting with so many variables that have only been increased, like we mentioned, with the new bench rule. And Japan, a very strong nation in the bench press, very technical lifters historically, and they have maximized the technical aspects of powerlifting. So let's see if Yosuke is fitting the mold. Solid opener.
Horiguchi with 175 for his second attempt. This is a sizable 10-kilo jump from his opener.
Let's see if he's good for it. You know, Ryan, it's rare that I will ever have more than a 10-kilo jump on bench press. It just tends to feel a lot different as you go up and load with the bar path on bench than even it does for the other lifts.
Yeah, it's sizable. A 22-pound bench or a jump on bench. You'll feel the difference. Whoa, feeling the difference, Horiguchi, but he can fight through it.
Excellent fight. If he can get this on his third after missing on his second, he'd be the third lifter to do so in this flight. A little too much. Looks like he lost a bit too much energy.
From Hungary, who has a 385-kilo deadlift conceivably, possibly more by the time we get there. Everything gets shaken up when the deadlift event occurs. 210 for Horiguchi.
That's right. You see that the big deadlifters, unlike the subtotal lifters, they have the ability to just really gauge what do I have and how far can I leapfrog. You know, you're from Canada. A great example, Bryce Krawczyk, who is typically not being thought of as a contender when he competes after the subtotal.
And that's a reasonable jump when you're talking about the deadlifts. This will be the first of the second round of pulls. You're gonna want to watch. See, it's his knees sometimes don't.
Excellent fight. And if he gets this, it takes him over the 500-pound barrier by a good bit, 2-1.